So there was a decision from the Supreme Court today in a 7-2 decision. The United States Supreme Court sided with Hampton Dellinger, the head of the Office of Special Counsel, which basically handles all the whistleblower operations in the government, and said that the injunction against his firing remains in place. A lower court had put an injunction against the Trump administration who tried to fire Dellinger. Um, and said no, that, and Supreme Court today said, well, the injunction stays. This is a blow to Donald Trump. He lost this case. Now, the case itself, as far as whether or not he can be fired and why he can be fired, is still playing out in the courts. Now, Dellinger is saying it has to be for personal, like performance reasons, which were not laid out in the reasons and the email that he got as for being fired, as well as he's never had a bad performance review, all those kind of things. But this was just about the preliminary injunction against his firing. Supreme Court said, no, you can't fire him right now. We want to have this case here play out first. Now, for their part, Ketanji Brown Jackson and Sotomayor said that they just wouldn't have even taken up the case for the Supreme Court to okay his firing. And the two dissenting judges were Alito and Gorsuch, saying they didn't believe that the courts had the ability to reinstate somebody the president had fired. But now we're going to have to hear on the merits of this case and everything else. That injunction is set to expire on the 26th. I believe there's another court date between there. And there may be a continuing injunction after that. But Donald Trump lost, and to hear he lost in a 7-2 decision means, conservatives are siding against Trump, at least in this case, which is good news when it comes to other cases that will eventually end up in front of the court. This is the first case of the new administration that has landed before the Supreme Court, and it was a loss to Donald Trump. Now, I have not seen anything on his reaction to this loss. And I'm guessing it'll be the same bluster he normally has, where he'll say ultimately he's going to prevail and he'll be able to fire Dellinger, etc., etc. But this was a big loss for Donald Trump and a sign that the court isn't going to always give in to Donald Trump.